See if I can set you guys up somewhere. It's not in a good place. Set you guys up there for a second. Clean up these tools. I do your trailer thing, whatever you want to call this, jack. But show you, it's extremely muddy, and I'm not laying on the ground to get underneath on those guys. So I'll wait till it gets dry out. It don't matter that much. I want to jump on here and see what you guys did for spring advertising. It's getting close. Spring is almost here. It's January, what, 31st right now, 30th? So you gotta start thinking, you should have been advertising the whole year, but February, I'm gonna ramp it up a little bit more. Probably not a crazy amount, but, and then towards the end of February, really ramp it up. And try to get this yard cleaned up because this is what's in the trailer still. That's leaves, obviously from leaf season. That, obviously leaves. That is debris. And there's some debris in here. Gotta get this going. Gotta get that going. Let's look in the back of here quick. I gotta get my ramp back in here. I have a big ramp that goes in the back. Squeegee, some tools, paper towel, a basketball, some chemicals, a garbage can. A dumbbell, some clothes, a tripod. Yeah, what do you guys usually do for spring advertising? Do you post on Facebook, Nextdoor, Google? I've never done Google ads. So I was cleaning out my trailer and just throwing it all on the ground. Um, I've done Nextdoor, I've done Facebook. They both seem to work okay. Some debris back here, obviously. It's a muddy mess. Everything's melting, so see if I can set you guys up over here. But yeah, I do Nextdoor, Facebook. I have. I really don't advertise that much. It's more word of mouth on almost everything. But what do you guys do? Do you guys use Facebook or Nextdoor? I like Nextdoor because it's more of a, I don't know, it seems like a better quality customer than Facebook. Facebook can get kind of, I don't know, the target zones and stuff can get messed up, so people are clicking on your stuff that aren't even in your zone and charging you. I just feel like it's not that honest, to be honest. But other than that, I've had a couple leads come in for spring stuff, but it's just starting to get nice. And we still really have like a month and a half of winter before we can do anything. But you got to get on the ball early. If, especially commercial contracts, I'm sure they've probably reached out by now or first part of February to switch if they're a decent commercial place that is unhappy. Um, which all mine I'm keeping. I've talked to them and they're keeping me, so that's good. I do hope to add like maybe an apartment complex or a couple more commercial spots, something a little bit bigger that has bed maintenance and fertilizing and snow. And I think next year, our snow season this year, we got like 30 around, I don't know, 20 to 30 inches in a week. But that's really been our whole season. So I don't really even want to add. I'm not definitely not going to add, but I don't want to do. I dropped down my residentials this year by like 40, and I really want to drop them again. Just residential snow removals, I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for the guys I have. I like doing commercial stuff. I like doing big lots. Um, I want to focus on that. Just big commercial lots for snow. Let me see something. Next or not next year. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna do a tree job. So I got to get this thing dumped in the morning. Air up the tires. I put brand new tires on it last year. They're still decent. I want to get new signs made. These things are peeling off. I've had to tape them. I think what I'm gonna do for this is put a piece of plexiglass, a big piece of plexiglass, and put the vinyl on that instead of on the wood. James, where do I live? I live in Des Moines, Iowa. We are based out of Des Moines. I have to do that, do these signs. I have to get this. It's the guys I have just kind of throw stuff everywhere, so I don't know if those are truck parts, I guess. Get this running, probably sell this other big trailer. And not get it running, but I need to rewire the plug. I really like to pull that tarpon system off it and put it on this, but I don't know if that's even possible. And this looks like it's leaning. Yeah, you see these? It's a bad idea to just try to put it on wood. It's peeling up. It's ripped off. Just looks like crap. The number's ripped off. So I want to put it on plexiglass and put another piece over it and then drill that to the uh, actual trailer because this was new like in the middle of the year. These signs, these vinyls. And then I got to figure out what I'm gonna do on this truck. I want to put something on it. Something. Show you this other Ram. Something kind of like this I'd like to do, but obviously it's black and I don't want a white strip on the bottom. So I might just go with like uh, a window decal, or who knows. But yeah, it's about 50 here. Everything's melting. I will not count out snow yet. Obviously, I know some guys do like jump the gun like that, but snow is definitely not out of the picture. I think tomorrow what we're gonna do is get this trailer fixed up. I'm gonna have a guy come in, swap that out, air these tires up, go to the dump this, come back, load up all the rest of that, dump it one more time, and then just be done with all the debris. I need to do that, and I need to figure out what to do with these old mowers. That one has a cracked oil pan. That one, I don't just think the engine doesn't work. I have no idea. To list them for somebody to come get them, they've been sitting here for like 2 years. So both of these things are joink, and then all that's like an old fender from one of my brother's cars, an old dishwasher, and all the stuff that was in the van. Just a bunch of joink. That upper's not junk, but it does go on that white Ram, and I never use it on that white Ram. Yeah, the yard is an absolute mess. Easy to get it all clustered and go sit back down. Should I grab my phone quick? My other phone. Let's see. So we do. There's one big commercial that hasn't got back to me, but I hope they do. If they don't, it is what it is. But it would be nice to have the other big commercial come in. Let's see if you can hear me. Oh yeah. Anyway, the whole spring summer, I am switching a bunch of stuff. So my company this year is 100% completely card on file, and we're gonna charge service before we walk off the property, which will be nice. Help a lot with cash flow. And I've really scaled back our services and scaled back even the products we use. So edging, for instance, we're using one block, like 4 colors. Pavers, we'll use only 2 different pavers. There's like 12 colors with that. Um, and then mulches, I mean, whatever colors, rocks. But we're not doing. We used to do like ponds and water features. We're not doing that anymore. Um, I don't know. It's getting easier and easier every year to say no to certain things that we don't want to do, um, because we have a lot more work of other things coming in. But it is still kind of nerve wracking to always scale back. But I guess my idea of it is the 2 guys that will be on this year, once they do a few edging jobs, they'll be really efficient and good at edging with just those ones. And to train them on plastic edging, metal edging, all these different shapes of edging, thicknesses, it would just make it a lot easier process to, okay, you guys have another edging job, same exact block, you're really familiar with it, and like it'll make it a lot smoother. I also want to focus on enhancements a lot more this year. If we're on someone's property to mow, I want to do everything. I want to do the bushes, the mulch. They want new edging. Um, just really push that. So, what we're gonna end up doing is every month I'll be on all the properties, and I'll send out a kind of a, I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but an enhancement form of some sort, saying, "Hey, your spirea looks bad, or your junipers could be trimmed." Just different things that could be done, just to always plant that in their head. Um, your rock needs refreshed up here, or you have some creeping Charlie coming in the back, stuff like that. So they're always getting a report of everything we do, and I use Copilot, so on there you can put a note when you do a visit saying, "Hey, reminder, edging is messed up, put that in the enhancement list to go back and fix. So I used to do a lot of stuff for I don't know if it's like free or just out of like kind of kindness, but like, oh, you have 4 edges that are messed up. Yeah, I can put those in quick. No, I got to send a different crew out there to do that. I got to stay on the mowing, and you're gonna get charged accordingly. So, also the other thing we're doing is I've never been on with contracts. I am starting contracts this year, um, and they're not anything to lock anybody in, but they're to protect us, which I really need. As far as like cancellation, you're still getting half charged if it's not within so many hours. Skipping payment, when payments due, when we start and stop service, what is expected in the scope of work. A big one is we're taking deposits for landscaping. We really never did. I always thought we could kind of front it, but we can front it, and we always have. It's just kind of stupid to front it. It's it's really stupid to like pull money out of my pocket for a 2 week job of labor and stuff when I could get a deposit and just have that covered. So everything I'm kind of doing is focusing on cash flow because cash flow has always been my biggest problem. There'll be times where I'm a mile high, and then there's times where I'm like looking in the mailbox for a check. So I need to stop doing that. Um, I don't even really want checks anymore, to be honest. Everybody's gonna be electric, electronic payments, not electric payments. But if you don't have a card or don't feel comfortable putting a card on file, then we're not the company for you. It's how you get burned. Not saying everybody does, but it's an easy way to do it. Billing once a month, get burned. And then if you do bill once a month, they take 2 weeks to make that payment. You're out 6 weeks on money that you really should have had every time you service. So I'm over that, and I don't know. I might lose some existing customers because of it, but with the service we offer and how confident I am in what we do and how we do it, I'm sure they'll come back. They'll realize everybody else is pretty much like this, um, and they already trust and know how we do stuff. So it's uh, it's an exciting but anxious year coming up for me at least. I have 2 guys that are going to be one full time for sure, one maybe part time landscapers, and then me mowing. And I'm really thinking about hiring a full time mowing guy, and then I'd be kind of afloat, do office work, and be in the field, which is a scary jump to be honest. I've never not been in the field, but I get busy enough now where I need to be in the office doing estimates and checking up on jobs at least a couple days a week. Um, and finding the time to go out and actually do an in-person estimate for say a big landscape uh, project is not easy when you do 70 plus accounts a week mowing and I'm the one mowing them. And that's another, I guess, big change. There's a lot of changes this year, but I'm gonna actually kind of push landscaping again. I got away from it for about 2 years. Last year I got back into it a tiny bit at the end, and I got quite a bit because I hired a guy who had a lot of experience. He's still with me and knows what he's doing. So I think that's gonna double our revenue just from landscaping all year and getting good jobs. Um, and it's not like I don't have to say, oh, we'll do these bushes and then I have to go back and check on it. He knows how to do that. He knows how to do pavers, um, edging, obviously. All of our main core stuff he knows how to do. And we've sat down and talked about what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do. And I'm really going to focus on that. I don't want him out there doing a bunch of stuff he just isn't passionate about or doesn't like to do. So we are going in that direction. Like I said, it's scary and it's anxious, and I'm anxious about it. But I mean, with the whole card on file thing, and people should understand. And again, I would rather just sit home and stare at a wall than do all this all year to make no money. There's no point to it. I just go get a regular job. There's way too much risk, way too much money moving. There's way too much involvement on your end to just not have anything at the end of the year. Which, not saying I never have anything or money's a huge problem, but it could be way better. I talked to a few guys in the industry um, that are going to do this or have done it and see their success with it, and it's just a no-brainer to do something like this. I mean, 10 years ago, if you did it, people would probably been more hesitant, but everything's online now. A lot of places have a card on file policy, and you have to do it to stay afloat sometimes, especially in the spring. You have a bad winter coming. You're coming off a bad winter, and you're billing monthly in the spring. Well, you're a whole month in, and if you don't have enough reserve, that can get super tight with guys. Even with just yourself, I've had years where it was just me, and I was scraping by to get gas to do all the jobs in the spring until that first month's check hit. And I never want to go back to that. I have different revenues to make money. One of them's this, um, and a couple others that, if for some reason I don't get a lot of clients again or half my list drops off, I'll be fine. And I'll just build that expectation of card on file, what we do, how we do it, and keep getting more and more customers like that. The the bad part about this kind of is with some older customers I've had that I've had for a while, I've kind of set the expectation of um sorry, I was just saying comment. I've kind of set the expectation of monthly billing, and for some commercial, I think they're gonna have to stay like that. I used to think they won't put a card on file, but every residential will. But they're gonna be kind of shocked, and I'm raising my prices this year. I'm actually sending out that letter or that email tomorrow, February 1st, and kind of a re-sign up letter. And I've probably talked to 80% of the people already, and they all want to and know about the price increase. But um, with everything going up, I don't know if you guys can hear that. It gets 40 degrees once, and there's 70,000 motorcycles out. Um, you just the overhead to run something like this is a lot. I mean, and I'm a very, very, very small operation, super small. I'm all legal, I'm all proper, and it's expensive to have you and two guys and sustain that. And you got to charge. And last year, I lost money on a lot of stuff, a lot of yards every time I went there. I thought this is not worth it. This is not worth the money. And then you start talking to other people, which I know some people don't always tell the truth, but what they charge and what they get, and they have this many customers, it's like, I mean, I should be doing that. And there's no reason they can do it and I can't. I'm reliable, respectful, always there, do what I say. Yeah, so there's no reason why I can't get what everybody else gets, in my opinion. But you got to operate like a bigger company than you are, especially into the client's eyes. When I go on an estimate and they say, "Oh, your trucks are everywhere. I see you guys everywhere. You guys are always in there." I have like at max 3 trucks running at once, so that's maybe once a week. Um, and one of them isn't even marked, so a lot of times it's one truck with my logos and stuff on it running around. And we are in a lot of places. We do a lot of work. We just got to price it right, or else there's no point to be in this for no money. Anyway, so we're making a lot of changes this year. I think a lot of them are for the good. All of them are to benefit us, which is you got to be selfish. You got to be selfish. To afford new mowers, new trucks, stuff like that, winter equipment, summer equipment, you can't charge $35, $40 to mow yards anymore. You can't. Um, I went and got two hydraulic hoses for my plow, and it was like 120 bucks. It's like you're charging $40 for a driveway. It's not worth it to plow it. You got to charge accordingly, or don't do it. In my opinion, even if you're starting off, don't just cheap yourself. You might only have. It's better to have five customers at 60 bucks than 10 at 30 when those 10 aren't gonna stay with you, or if next year you try to go up to 40 with all 10 of them and four of them drop off, you're at 6 at 40 when you could have been at 10 at 50 if you stuck with the first five. Um, Even like a minimum charge. I have a church that does, it's maybe like 7 6 7 minutes of mowing, but it has to be at 50 bucks. It's a minimum. I got to make money somewhere. And they have said, "Ooh, we have such a small yard." Well, it's not a point for me to come out and service anything for $20, whatever you guys want to pay me. But another huge thing I'm doing this year is becoming a lot more stern and not like aggressive, but I guess stern's a good word in my pricing and my work, and not being a yes man to everything that anybody and everybody wants. Um, I tend to do that. I tend to be too lenient. I tend to be too nice, and it always bites me. So that correlates with all the card on file and stuff, because I know people are going to say, "Oh well, Nico, you've been with us 5 years. I've never missed a payment." All well, it is what it is. You can get a different company then. I have to do it like this for to grow, to expand, to make this whole thing worth it. Um, and if you don't want to be on board, you can jump. But we'll see later. We'll get a call back when you realize everybody else is doing this. They might even be a little higher price than us, and they're not reliable like we were. They wouldn't do all these things like we did. Let me see if some. I think some might be here. Nope. But yeah, the culture of the guys too. Thought about this a lot. Different incentives, bonuses, P for P. Um, your culture has to be right. Which I've one really good guy. The other guy is okay. Um, but money's a big incentive for everybody. Everybody just wants more money, but it has to be bounced back through the company, um, which I have. I have P for P. I paid for P for P, um, and I'm gonna try that this year with one of the guys. The other guys, I'm just putting straight on hourly. Um, we'll throw them what we can if it's a decent job, or if they worked hard, stuff like that. But you can't just give stuff away. I had a couple guys in the for snow. They'll just come on and, "Hey, we need $50. I have no money. I need drinks tonight." It's like, dude, at some point, it's not my problem. It's not anything to do with me that you don't have money. Um, when the work's done, you'll get paid, and then you'll get paid good, but you have to perform. You have to. I don't know. I don't know why. You get that a lot. They always need money. They need more money. They need money before payday, and it's not my responsibility to be your financial advisor to you in any means. I don't think, and people can call me harsh for that, but it's really none of my business or none of my nothing to do with me how you spend your money. If you blow it all the first day, that sucks. I don't know. You need to be more financially smart, but hmm. Other things that we're doing, like I mentioned earlier, just make it worth it to be on a property. No matter who's on it in your company, you got to make it worth it. And you don't want to be the cheap guy ever. You don't even really. I wouldn't even want to be the middle guy. I want to be a high quality, fair priced, higher priced company that somebody that hasn't mowed in 6 months isn't going to think of us to call because we'll be which just sounds bad, but like a higher priced outfit of things. And if they do call, it's gonna cost. It's gonna first time mow if it's over 6 inches. It's gonna probably be a minimum of like $100, no matter what. Even if it is 30 minutes of work, it's a lot of wear and tear on the machine. Your blades go dull right away. Easily hit something in the yard. Usually, if it's like a decent sized yard, it takes forever. You have to either bag it or triple cut it or both. You're moving stuff out of the way. You're ruining little kid toys or dog things, whatever they have in their yard. And it's not, I don't know, it's not worth it unless you're priced right. I mean, everything's worth it if the money's right, but to do an overgrown yard for $50 is not worth it. I don't care how small it is. As soon as you hit a rock that you couldn't see and you have to replace two spindles and three blades, you're not gonna think it's worth it then. You'll get lucky, you'll breeze by and do some yards where you don't damage your mower, but there's gonna be one where it punctures a hole in your tire and you have to patch it and you're working on that for 20, 30 minutes and just a bunch of headaches kinda. Um, I don't know, I just don't want to deal with that stuff anymore. I also don't want to really if I'm gonna be the one mowing, I'd like to mow 4 days a week. Um, have one day where I can schedule a lot of estimates, and then the next day, say I mow Monday through Thursday and do 12, 15 a day. Friday can be a either a makeup day or I jump on landscape job and kind of see where they're at with that. And then Saturday be like an estimate job. You have to account for weather. I don't want to mow or work on Sundays anymore. I've done that for 5 years, 7 days a week. I don't want to do that anymore. Um, I want to be able to leave on a Saturday and not worry about every single little thing that's going on here. Yeah, you have to have your. I feel like as a business owner, there's a beginning grind where I was until this year. Every second I could, I'd be working, I'd be doing stuff, I'd be taking on anything I can. And now I'm kind of in the second phase where I still want to take on a lot of stuff, but I'm being a little smarter about it. Being able to say no to certain jobs and having more time, like personal time. If I want to go out of town for a Saturday and Sunday, I can. Um, if I need, if I have any obligations that come up, it doesn't have to be like I have to mow for 4 hours, leave, go do that, come back, mow for an hour, leave, go do that, and then try to mow these six before it gets dark, kind of thing. um, which is either I hire a mower guy, or I really balance my schedule out. Which it's even tough to find a mow guy that's not $100 an hour now. And this year, I'm trying to focus more on profit. I want to kind of thin everything down, focus on main things, and bring money in, and not put so much money out. That's why I'm kind of hesitant about another mow guy, um, with the two guys I already have. And like I said, this will be my first year going full blown back into landscaping, so I kind of want to see where that goes. Um, I have projects lined up for the spring. I know I'll get more, but it's always a scary feeling to me, at least when the season starts, because you really don't know what people's financial situations are, what they're going to do for services like that. There's always those ones that, hey, we're going to get their mulch. We're going to cut all their plants back in the spring. We're going to mow, fertilize, spray, and they'll have 10 other little things for like, there's always those people, which is awesome, but I want to get all my people like that, which I'm sure everybody does. There's a plane coming by. But you can't always. Jesus Christ, is a plane landing in a parking lot? That's so loud. I don't know where that was, but that was stupid loud. It's getting louder again. Anyway, that's all for this live. I want to give you some spring updates. And winter's not over, I wouldn't count it out. But thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and watch some other videos. Thanks.